All right, welcome everybody. We're here to have a good time. This is a Friday, so hopefully all of you are going to have a great weekend. I got a feeling that everybody's going to have a great weekend because we all deserve it. You deserve it. So, guys, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to jump right into some world news. Even though all the news for the world news is here in America, we're about the world. We're about international. We're not just about here in America. We're here about everywhere. So let's just jump right into it, people. Let's just do it. Let's just do it right now. Right now. I'm gonna press the button. I'm doing it right now. Hold on. I'm going slow. I'm going slow. Because Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty will know. Scotty has to know. Scotty's gonna know. I'm gonna tell Scotty. Gonna tell myself. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to. Scotty has to. Scotty has to go. Scotty doesn't. All right, Scotty doesn't know. Now, guys, there's a lot of conferences, and it's hard to know every conference there is. So I'm thinking with today's world news, I found a few conferences that's happening in the month of April. And, if you live in this area or you're looking for a conference to go to, maybe these are a couple of conferences and you can look to. So here we go. There's let me call it. This one is a conference that's out in Georgia. Okay. This is the Bigfoot conference. And this one is happening April 16th, all day long, out of Georgia. All right. Tickets, $15. That's reasonable. Shit, all day, $15. I mean, prices do go up, but I mean, shit, going to the movie theaters nowadays, is 18, $19 depending on where you go. So $15 sounds pretty good. The annual convention features special guest appearance, vendors, and much more. Check for okay. Here, so I clicked on that. Let's take off of this and let's see if it says what guests are coming to the Georgia conference. So let me hear. Let's take a look. All right, Bigfoot conference in Georgia. Okay, like I said, it's $15. Saturday, 7:30. Doors open at 8:30, and it's 9:30 to 5:30. Let me see here. Any names? Okay, scenes from the previous. Well, there's the address right here. I don't know if this is anywhere near you guys, but that's the address. And it doesn't. What the site doesn't really tell me who's speaking at this conference. So if any of you know a conference coming up, and here's another conference coming up here, an Ohio conference coming up soon as well. Ohio conference. Is the Ohio conference a Bigfoot conference or is it a paranormal conference? Well, what the hell, Chris? Let's just let me share the screen. Let's do live research right now on this channel. Ohio Bigfoot Conference. Let's see. Ohio Bigfoot Conference. Okay, here we go. The 2020 Ohio Bigfoot Conference speakers lineup. Okay. April 30th, 2022. All right, this is about the end of April, but if you live near Ohio, and in this website, it does tell you who's speaking. You got Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Cliff Barkman, Matt Moneymaker. Matt Moneymaker. That's cool. Hey, fuck it. Is that his real name? Did he change it to his name? Or is that just like Gypsy Road? I don't know. Rain Holland and Charlie Raymond. And they have a guest speaker. I tell you what. They need to get Connor for to be that guest speaker. They should get Connor for that guest speaker. Why not? All right. So that's Ohio. All right. Let's see. I got a couple more conferences. There's probably a lot more. And each show I do during the weeks, I'll bring out more conferences so people will know, hey, we should go to this conference. Why not? All right, here we go. Let me share this next conference. Let me get the website up here. Here's a conference that's in Nebraska. Nebraska Bigfoot Conference 2022. This one's actually a 2-day conference, April 22nd and April 23rd. The conference will be at the C3 Hotel and Convention Center, Hastings, Nebraska. $20 for adults, $10, 12 and under. Saturday tickets, $20. Friday movie night ticket. Ooh, what's a Friday night movie night ticket? Is it going to say what movie they're going to be playing? That, $10 for a movie. Ron Marhead's going to be there. You got Duke Cillian, Maggie Kay, Alan McGargle. Ooh, Jason Frank. Ooh, look at him. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Shit, they should make a new a Popeye movie and have this guy play Popeye. Or Brutal. Or Brutal. Is it Brutal? I'm forgetting that evil guy in Popeye, but it looks like Popeye. If you put a little pipe in his mouth, that's Popeye. That's Popeye right there, people. Ron Meyer, Robin McKay, David Eller, Pat McRae, James Blair. All right, so that's one that's going to be in Nebraska for the month of April. So that's good. That's good. That's cool. And then there's actually a paranormal conference out there in West Virginia. Let me get that up here. All right. In West Virginia, it's Friday the 8th. That's pretty quick, pretty soon. At 1 p.m. Let me see here. In West Virginia, the West Virginia Paranormal Tourism Conference. So 1:30 p.m. Welcome keynote. Let's talk paranormal tourism. Okay. Presentation, current paranormal. 2 p.m. Adra Johnson of a Haunted Limit. So there is also a paranormal conference coming up. That's cool if you guys are into paranormal. If you guys are into, our good friend Danny. Danny, I hope today is a little better for you, but I know it's rough when you lose a parent. Our hearts are with you. And, Danny, we are here for you, man. We are here for you. Just kick back, relax, have some fun. Don't worry about links in the chat. Just relax, drink some coffee, and let's enjoy this. Now, guys, what's weird is in Washington, we're supposed to have a conference out in Yakima, a Bigfoot conference. But every time I check on it, there's like nothing. Like there's no tickets. There's no nothing. I'm gonna try again. Watch. Let's see here. Yakima Bigfoot conference. Okay, Bigfoot conference. Okay. Let's see here. Yakima Sasquatch, Yakima Valley Bigfoot Con. Yakima Bigfoot Con, April 29th. But where's the actual website? Because when I go to the actual website, you can't even buy tickets. Let's see here. Washington Bigfoot Con, Yakima. Let's see here. Well, that was. Oh, let me type in that website. But that was 2021, and of course, that one was moved to 2022. But is there a direct like a link to their website? Because I had the link, but and I go to their link, and when I let's see here, www.yakima.org. Let's see here. Did they talk about anything about a con? I don't know. I'll check later. But every time about this con, right, I check on it. It always says I go there because I wanted to go. I even put a request that I sent the email to the people and said, hey, I'd like to be a speaker at your Yakima Bigfoot conference. It's only an hour and a half away from me. But nothing. No tickets for sale. No nothing. It's supposed to be happening April 29th, 2022. And it's like nothing. It's like quiet. So it's like, what's going on? Is there a conference or is there not a conference? It's better to know or not. So guys, so those are some conferences that I know of, and you just found out from Chris about there's an Ohio conference coming up, and I'm going to start looking for conferences all around the United States and around the world, and kind of tell you guys these are conferences, and go to them, have fun, check them out, check out different speakers, see what they got to say. You know, it's $15 for a whole day. Shit, that's cheap nowadays, man. Going to movies is $18-19. Now I have a movie pass that I got, so I pay one membership and I go all the movies I want. But beyond that, guys, that's all. Let's move on over to the Bigfoot. Where's my intro? Alrighty, this first video I'm going to show you is called Hunting for Bigfoot in Northern Minnesota. So if you're from Northern Minnesota, you might know this story. You might know this guy. If you do, put what you know about him. Put him in the chat. This is what we're here for, to share information. Here we go.
I have nothing to prove to anybody. And I know what I know. I've seen what I've seen. And that's the way it is. I prefer to use what they use. I mean, what a paradise for Bigfoot. There's no human traffic in here. There's nothing. It's just, all you do is, it's like a grocery store and nobody's there. Yeah, there's Mike right there, and just watch on. For Mike and I, it's a hobby that was turned into a passion. Now I think it's more of an obsession. So I'm hoping tonight I'm thinking about taking that grunt call and heading down that trail. See where it goes. If it comes out by the swamp, doing some grunts. Wood knocker, tree knocker, some wood knocking with the squash sticks. And what the idea of that is they'll maybe hear this grunt call and think, yeah, there's a deer in the area. Lunch. Well, got an idea. Let's head back to where we were at before. Get a little fire going and wait till it gets a little darker and try to do some more knocks. I've had better luck in the dark. Everybody does. Mike.
Oh, look at this.
I think we got something here, man. I think we got a mid-tarsal break. Caught this out the corner of my eye. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me back this up. But it appears right here as a possible heel, okay? Stuff right along here. In the southeast direction. Yeah, whatever it is, definitely old, but
I'm going to pause it for a second because this is a damn good question right here. Damn good question. I wonder if Bigfoot can hear the difference between doing wood knocks with native wood branches used as tree knocks versus something you bring in like a green baseball bat. That's a damn good question. Because your memory is smell, sight, and hearing. You hear a certain sound that you hear every day. It's just like hearing a train go by. That sound. Your area and all that. And you would think with Bigfoot out there, you kind of know your environment, right? The trees. Certain things, and you bring something else in, it does have a different sound. You can't always recreate a sound. Different wood has different texture, different weight to it. That's a damn good question. Let me hear. What did Chris say? Knocking is cool, but blasting it at your own risk, laugh out loud, not smart. Okay. Good. Hello. So that's a damn good question. That's something that's interesting, you know. So I guess what I just learned what Sean G just did for me is asking that kind of question. If when I go do my research, when I actually I'll be going up to the Olympic Mountains in April. I'm going to be going up doing my own research. You know, the Olympic Mountains is considered one of the biggest hotspots in America. If I'm going to use the tree knocking stuff, I'm going to use the wood that's out there. I'm going to use the environment, trying to recreate a sound. If I'm going to do that, so I will not bring a bat. I will not bring anything. I'm going to use what's out there because that's a good thing. You know, that's a good question. It doesn't hurt if you're going to make a sound, right? If you're going to make the sound, why not use the environment, that stuff that's already out there? So that's awesome. I like that. Let's finish this one.
Very cool.
And actually, I have a question for BF Bud. I have a question for Danny Staten, Gray Wolf, everybody who has done a lot of research on the Bigfoot. When you look at a footprint, I know it's a hard question, but is there a certain amount of time when you say, you know, we just can't use that footprint anymore? Is there like a 24-hour, 48-hour kind of I know it's hard to know when it was pressed, but I mean, you could kind of tell, a good tracker could kind of tell when it was pressed. Is there a time limit? Like if a footprint's been out there for a week, can you just say we can't use it because it's been out there too long? Do you guys, on researchers, do you guys put a time limit on footprints? You know? So if you guys can answer that like in the chat, in your opinion. I know it's all opinions. We don't have the exact answer, but I would like to know what you guys think about footprints. Nighttime. Weather could degrade it severely. Exactly. Longer it's out there, weather can. That's my point is. Guys, that sound you just heard right there, that's probably Dr. Wu. Just saying. He's probably going bathroom out there. You know Dr. Wu. When he's probably out in the woods going bathroom. So if you hear that sound, it's probably Dr. Wu.
Now again, we just wait, see if anything happens. The night's beautiful. I mean, the bugs are gone. It's gorgeous out. You know, it's one of those picture-perfect nights. If we could just get a real loud knock about 20 yards that way, we'd probably all be running that way, but you know what? We'd be happy. Okay,
there's only a few seconds left. Depends on how long and the weather conditions. That would make perfect sense, you know. If it's, of course, a lot of rain and stuff, yeah, it'll probably go damage a lot faster, you know. But if it's drier, you know, it makes sense. That makes good sense. You know, I was just curious, you know, over time, it rains, wind blocks trade, degrade, prefer to catch tracks in the first 48 hours. That's what I would think. And I know it's kind of hard to determine when the track was laid, but usually when a track is fresh, you could tell when it's more fresh than sitting there. Because I'm just saying, if you're going to go on the effort of scoping it, you know, putting clay on it, you know, if somebody would say, you know, this footprint been out here too long, it's been too compromised, you know, we will be wasting our time. There are much tricks that we can use to preserve them longer, but not by much. There are a lot of different types of setting materials available. Awesome. This is why we're here, guys. We're just here to share information. Now, this next Bigfoot video is kind of a fun one. Bigfoot Festival kicks off in McDowell County. So McDowell County has a festival based on the Bigfoot.
You know.
Wrong video. That's the same one.
Ready, there's a new festival kicking off in McDowell County this weekend. The big draw, Bigfoot. NBC's Charlotte's Brooke Katz is live at 5 to show us what this is all about. Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Sarah, and this festival is happening in downtown Marion. That's about 36 miles to the east of Asheville, and it's going to have all the trappings of your typical street fair: food, vendors, bounce houses for the kids. But this is all about Bigfoot, so how about a little calling contest?
Gotta
Or maybe
love that.
even
Gotta love these
a
towns.
little wood knocking.
A Sasquatch celebration in the mountains of western North Carolina. This Saturday, Main Street in Marion turns into a bash all about Bigfoot. The man behind the festival,
It was the closest I've ever been.
a local expert with a close encounter of his own.
It was huge. It was on two legs. It was bipedal. The hair on the head and the body was real stringy and matted. There was no hair on the face, and the nose was flat. You could almost see up its nostrils.
John Bruner documents sightings across the country and runs the Bigfoot 911 Facebook group. For centuries, trackers have been trying to trap the elusive creature. We've seen footprints, photos, and shaky video. This new festival expected to be the biggest in the eastern U.S., attracting enthusiasts from around the country. And it's more than just Yeti-themed knickknacks. There's knocking.
There's that knocking again.
A way Sasquatches are thought to communicate. And of course, a Bigfoot calling contest. In case you don't know what that sounds like, here it is.
I'm going to have to work on my calling. I'm not going to do that.
Hold on. Let me try it. Okay, let me try to do my calling when I get ready to go up into the Olympic Mountains. Let's see if I can do it. Does that sound stupid? Hey, well, actually, who knows what the exact good sound could be? All right, hold on. Let me try again. Let me drink some coffee on this one. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You know what? I might not attract a Bigfoot, but I got a dog scratching my leg right here. Come here. Come here. I might not have caught a Bigfoot with that, but I caught this. Huh? You're my Bigfoot? Hey, well, this dog's going on the research with me when I go on for the Bigfoot hunt. This dog is coming with me. I might not have caught Bigfoot. Okay, get off of me. Get off of me. I caught something else. What else this one got
For you? I'll work on my wood knocking a little bit as well. That festival runs tomorrow from noon until 6. Again, it's in downtown Marion. And the best part about all of this, Sarah, it is free.
All right.
Now, knock on wood. Can I just knock on myself? Would that work? Hold on. Hold on. What does he got to say? I think they're be going for Eric to call out loud. Sounds like he got caught in the zipper. But hey, maybe I pissed off the Bigfoot so much they want to take me down. They want to take me down. So I'll be capturing Bigfoot in a different way. So beyond that, guys, let's jump on over to the paranormal. My dog's still jumping on me. I guess I must have affected that dog with that sound. Sorry, girl. Sorry. Now, this is actually a story they tell about a high school that's haunted. Pocatello High School Paranormal Investigations. So let's check out the school.
Last year, Pocatello High School made national news when a security camera caught some unusual activity. Lights flickered on and off, and an image of something appears to walk in and out of a men's bathroom. A lot of what's seen in the video is up for interpretation, but at least one online publication put Pocatello High School on the top 10 list of haunted high schools in America. Now, paranormal investigators tour the halls. On Your Side's photojournalist Doug Locksmith has the story.
The lights in this hallway started to flash on and off all of a sudden. People went back and reviewed the security footage. There was a translucent figure that seemed to be walking through the halls, going in and out of this bathroom. Everybody that comes in this building can have an experience, and I think that was just one of them.
Sometimes when we'd be sitting in class, the door would just slowly close or slowly open, and our teachers would just be like, oh, don't mind that, it's just the ghost.
Pocatello High School wasn't just a high school. It was a gathering place. People would come here and have picnics on the lawn. They had parades. There were all kinds of things going around this building. This room is known as the heart of Pocatello High School. And the reason why is because after...
Let me pause it. I see some people asking, are you in a haunted house, Sean? Sean has some great pictures, and he actually sent some pictures to me before, and we showed some of his pictures of ghosts at his own house. He was doing a live show, and there was a ghost in his hallway. So the question is, Sean's house is haunted? Now, of course, I'm not personally been to his house. I haven't walked around, done any kind of investigation, but what I've seen of the footage of him, of his stuff, I would probably say it's haunted as far as I know.
After the fire, there was a part of the building that was actually salvaged, and this was it. And something very interesting happened here. It was so interesting that I actually made it the very first story in my book, The Ghost of Pocatello High School. And it's a story told to me by the janitor that was with us our first investigation. He told me he was mopping right around in this area. He looks up, and in that doorway, there was a young boy standing there. He said that he took his mop, and he turned and he put it in the bucket. And when he turned around, the boy was gone. When I hear these stories from these janitors, I truly believe that they are having these experiences, because I can feel the honesty and the sincerity coming from them when they tell me, hey, yeah, this is what's going on and this is what I experienced. At this point, we're going to walk in these doors, we're going to walk up the stairs, and we are going to meet in the library. The story of the librarian who hung herself on the chandelier after being left at the altar by her fiance. We can't verify who she was exactly when it happened, but what we can do is we can go back over 60 years of documented sightings of the librarian in these windows.
So crazy.
So if you're ever driving by, look on up and you might see her.
He saw actually cleaned up the building, locked up, was standing out on the sidewalk out front, turned back and saw the librarian up in the window. Wow. Never came back here. It scared him so bad. One of the stories about Pocatello High is the story of a suicide pact between two girls.
I don't know. I should have never done that Bigfoot sound. It really woke up my dog. So I don't know if I should do that sound out there in the woods. I'd probably get eaten because it really drove my dog crazy. Now, if you guys ever been on a ghost tour, I mean, I can't talk about every ghost tour. I've been on a few ghost tours myself. I went on the ghost tour out in Gettysburg, which was fun. And I'm telling you, one of the best times to do a ghost tour in Gettysburg is the week of the 4th of July. Because they do like fireworks every single night out in Gettysburg. And what's cool is when you're hearing the ghost story, they tell you what happens in real life, which is cool. It's great history. It's what I like about ghost stories. You know, they tell you the history of it. And then they tell you the ghost part with the history. But it's kind of cool during the week of 4th of July because you're hearing the fireworks in the sky, right? So you got the environment sound of fireworks, the Civil War. It makes everything so you know, so more interesting, so more fun. So, and I went on a ghost tour up here in Seattle, and that was kind of a cool ghost tour because we have underground tunnels. There was an original Seattle city that was caught on fire, and they built the city on top of it. I know it's kind of weird. You got to look it up. Underground city of Seattle, burnt down. And they take you under there. And of course, they play some EVPs. Now, I can't tell you those EVPs they're showing you is just for show. I don't know. But ghost tours are fun. I mean, why not? Why not? Oh, there we go. Oh, I did the underground tour. Yeah, I did the regular underground tour. But there's actually a ghost tour that takes you partial to underground. And hey, Iron Dogger, you get to learn how toilets used to flush up. And it was a pretty neat tour and all that you just see. First, you sit in a bar, drink some beers, then you go on the underground tour. But there are some ghost tours they do on the special underground tours, but that's more near October and Halloween when the actual underground tour does some paranormal tour, but there's regular ghost tours throughout the year and they walk around. I remember that one time in Seattle, we're doing a ghost tour. We're going by this hotel and the guy speaking about people seeing ghosts here and about the lady who jumped out of the building, and some lady was walking by like, how dare you talk like that out there? That's disrespectful to the dead. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, wow, cool. Wow. It was calling out the speaker. But, it is what it is. So, like I said, I'm going to have the link to every video after the show. So if you want to see the more of that high school story, you can. But it is a little long, so I want to move on from that. This one is Sweet and Sour Paranormal in Arkansas. This is actually an Arkansas an investigation paranormal group that's in Arkansas. So if you live near Arkansas, do you know this group? Have you heard of this group? Or, let's find out more about this group.
Do you believe in ghosts? The things that go bump in the night? Well, a group right here in Arkansas is setting out to prove the paranormal world does in fact exist.
Oh my goodness, that's scary.
Yeah, and those spirits could be living closer than you think, Donna.
Oh my goodness, our Claire Kreitz was able to tag along with them during one of their investigations in the Argenta area of North Little Rock for a story that is sure to haunt us all.
On this eerie, rainy night, mixed between the traffic lights and the few cars passing through, sits four-quarter bar that's believed to have a few patrons who live beyond the natural world.
How many spirits are here?
Calling in Arkansas's version of Ghostbusters, this group investigates places just like this.
Oh, I can feel it, sense it, see it.
I'm going to tell you something. I would love to do a ghost investigation in a bar. I'm just telling you. In a bar, take a little shot here, take a little shot there. Maybe loosen up your body a little bit. Maybe the ghost will talk to you more if you're more relaxed. Doing investigations in bars, I'm all for that.
Communicate with me?
Michelle Martindale says she's always had a sense for the supernatural.
When I say, someone just talked to me or that just moved, they'd be like, you're crazy. I'm like, I'm going to prove to you I'm not crazy. I'm going to prove to you this is real.
Then enters Blake Woodson. He's the kind of ghost hunter that needs the proof.
He was a skeptic, I was a believer. So which makes it fun.
I go into every investigation as a skeptic.
Together, they created Sweet and Sour Paranormal. As they've gotten more involved in the mystic world, they decided to add a few others to the group.
But the question is, just for having a news camera, are you really truly a skeptic, or are you just saying that to act like you're a skeptic and you're going to have your mind change after investigation to, trying to do a little trickery? I'm not saying they're doing this. I'm not saying they're doing that. But, I'm just wondering.
Is there someone around me right now?
Would you like to say something to me? Talking to this mic.
There's several different tools they use to attract and detect spirits.
If anything senses it right here, it's going to light up and it's going to play music.
The thing I like using the most is a spirit box.
I've seen that before.
What it does is it goes through radio frequencies backwards and real fast. So it gives a white noise, and the ghosts or spirits can communicate through that white noise. And then just a regular...
See, that's why I question if he's like a skeptic. I don't know a lot of skeptics that plays with a lot of toys and knows exactly how they work. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Audio recorder. People go out and buy boats and stuff, and we go out and buy ghost equipment.
Just as they were setting up for this investigation.
There is an energy upstairs, and there is an energy here that is very curious about what we're doing.
Now this is what I always wonder. And this is just me speculating. But people say bad energy, right? When you're going into a place that's supposed to be haunted and it's dark, doesn't automatically the energy is going to feel different? Not because the energy itself is different, it's because you're manifesting new energy. You know, you know what I mean, right? You know, bright house, bright in, you go in there all happy, then you go into a dark house, you get that little fear. Are they mistaking the energy for that? If that makes sense? You know, because like I saw somebody in the chat, like, I'm afraid to go on a ghost tour. Because I'm afraid I'll bring a ghost home. So if you're automatically kind of afraid, you're automatically going to create a bad energy. Or am I just, I don't know. Or is that just a crazy thought? I don't know. Let me see what he says here. The main one here, most people would refer to as a trickster. She's unhappy and just hates me. Me, particularly since I spent 3 years trying to get her out of here. She's freaking I hates me. Hey, Jen, what's going on, Jen? Good to see you, Jen. That's awesome.
Martindale had a familiar feeling their group was not alone.
How many? 4.
Do you like the music box?
At first, it seems as if the spirits were toying with their hunters.
Is there somebody here you don't like? Blake.
Then, things take a dark turn.
Let's go home.
Blake's not here.
You seem aggressive.
Leave.
After 3 hours, the investigation is complete.
Turning off the device.
But just before the last bond between this world and the next is powered off,
We're gonna shut the spirit box off.
the souls believed to be locked in this bar left us with one final message.
I want a box like that to carry around with me. Shaylin, you heard that.
Okay, I'm gonna dig that up. Now hold on, I gotta read this. What? Terry Brown. I tried to smudge a house, the basement, and ended up scratched under my Levi's. Okay, I must have missed something here. I just got off of work. Good job. Get off of work. Yeah. Oh, Bigfoot Anon is here. Holy shit. Oh shit, my bad. I did not see Bigfoot Anon because I have all the videos squares and I didn't see underneath it. We can't hear you. There's no audio. There's no audio. We can't hear you. That's sad. We can't hear Bigfoot Anon. He's walking somewhere. We can't hear you. There's no audio. No audio. That's funny. How many ghost investigators has come with more problems than they solved? That's a damn good question. That's a fair question because I can see that, right? So you have a decent kind of a ghost and you go in there and you open, like they say, you open portals and you open up more. Or I've heard, I heard different stories. I heard that a certain ghost likes a certain family, and then you bring in somebody else and they're pissed off because you're bringing somebody else into their environment. I have heard that. That's a damn good question and all that. So, that's what we all gotta try to learn ourselves. But guys, let's move on over to the UFOs. Right there. Sean G says, my house ghosts do not like certain people. I get that. I can see that. So in a lot of ways, you can maybe cause a problem worse. Let me see here. Terry, I have tried everything you can think of since started. I've been showing bruise, had things thrown at me over the time, had animals die without cause. Oh, that's sad. she's literally destroying these. She literally destroyed my marriage. So that means, if I'm taking a guess here, this ghost is jealous that you're with somebody else. You know, have you talked to a medium? You know, maybe I don't know what mediums talk to. Have you talked to different kind of mediums? You know, there's Amber's Paraworld. You know, Nicole from Through the Veil Paranormal. There's some pretty good mediums that I trust, that I could put my stamp of approval of trust. You know, maybe you need a medium to talk to her to say, hey, he's married. He can't cheat on her. Maybe one day he gets divorced. He'd be open game. But until then, you got to lay off. You got to play cool. Because if his girl does leave, his marriage does leave, he's going to be pissed at you and you'll never have a shot. So if you want a shot with them, Ghost, you got to play fair with them. You know? Hands off. There's Me Too movement. There's men Me Too movement too. But beyond that, guys, here we go. UFO. Fox 10 News Vault. UFO sighting over mobile in 1977. So this is kind of like from the vault. Sometimes I like seeing old footages of old stories or something. So let's just check this out. Let's have some fun.
We are opening the Fox 10 News Vault. It's an archive of stories from years past, and today we're talking about aliens.
Aliens.
We have received many reports of UFO sightings over Mobile the past few weeks, so we sent Bill Capo to find the little green men and report back.
Every time this rather amazing aircraft has appeared in the skies of Mobile, Channel 10 News and the police department have been flooded with phone calls from people reporting UFO sightings. But, as it turns out, the whole thing is nothing more than the latest in advertising gimmicks. The UFO is really a small plane which has a light display mounted under the wings. The plane is based in Pensacola, advertises over most of the northwest Florida and Alabama coastal areas. It is owned by Moonglows Incorporated, an Atlanta-based firm. The sign is longer than the wings and can produce letters and simple figures with a small computer. One of the reasons it is mistaken for a UFO is that the plane cruises at only about 40 miles per hour.
Makes sense. Okay.
Flying over Mobile.
The
centers the flight over heavy traffic areas, the major shopping centers here, the expressway, the ballparks where kids are out playing baseball, whatever. And flies with several different messages in one night for about 3 or 4 hours.
What is it that makes these kind of flights unique?
Well, it's very different. A lot of people haven't seen it, especially from this area. They get a big charge out of reading it and they think it's a lot of fun. And they remember what they read.
I love the old footage.
One final note, from a distance, the advertising plane's sign resembles closely a slowly revolving object. And that is perhaps the reason so many people have run to their phones to report they have seen Martians in the skies above Mobile.
But now, guys, remember, if you see a light in the sky in your area and there's an airport near, you could check the manifest and find out if it's a plane that's flying up there, because every plane that flies in the air, it has to be written down the time of date, you know, when they're up in the air. Every airport. When they fly to land, they got to contact the tower and say, this is plane, blah, 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 is he here? So you could double check to see if there was a scheduled plane up there. Now, can the books be fixed? Well, of course, anything in life could be fixed. I mean, but there are certain things that, you know, you could do. You know, you can check. Now, guys, this next story makes me feel old. Makes me feel old. I mean, we all heard the Roswell stories and all that. We know that's 50s to 60s. But it just seems like yesterday or a year ago that we heard about the famous Phoenix lights, right? The famous Phoenix lights. That's 25 years ago with the famous Phoenix lights. My God, 25 years ago. I would do a lot to go back in time 25 years or take 25 years off of my life and move it back down. You know? Wow. 25 years ago, the Phoenix lights. It just makes you feel old, right? Just like, wow, just time just goes by quick. So here's just a little news show talking about the Phoenix Lights 25 years ago. We all heard about it, but it's just like, wow, it's really been 25 years.
5th anniversary of a string of bright white lights seen over the valley in the late evening hours, and it's just kept people talking and curious for years.
I was just a kid when this happened, and it was like I was obsessed with it. I wanted to read every single news article about it. I was convinced this was like the invasion was days away.
That it was going to happen. Huh?
Yeah, man, this is so cool. And it happened right here in Phoenix. We're bringing in Dr. Lynn right now to talk to us just about the mystery of all of this here, 25 years on. Just kind of tell me, what the legacy of the Phoenix Lights is.
Actually, the Phoenix Lights now worldwide is hailed as the most witnessed, most documented, most important mass anomalous sightings in modern history, if not all of history. We have come such a long way in 25 years. The story continues to evolve. It's so exciting because on Sunday, next Sunday, we have a wonderful, wonderful community event at the Scottsdale Harkin Shea Theater where we show our documentary. It's one of our dozen International Film Festival awards. We're so proud of that, and it's very exciting to see it on the big screen, as well as speakers. We have Navajo Rangers who are law enforcement studying these phenomena, and there's a lot going on in the Navajo Range. We also have new witnesses that had up close and personal sightings during the mass sighting, as well as our own rock star and Phoenix Lights witness Alice Cooper is going to be doing a remote Q&A. And I have to say, for anybody that doesn't know about the Phoenix Lights, while thousands of people were looking skyward for a glimpse of the Hale-Bopp comet, they also caught a glimpse of Mile, and we learned from the National UFO Reporting Center just a couple years ago that one of these phenomena, whether they were these orbs in rock solid formation in V shape or boomerang shape, and that's my video, by the way, it's showing right now, or actual craft. There were 10 different craft. If people go to the Phoenix Lights Network website, they can look at the illustrations, beautiful illustrations by Larry Lowe, as well as animations. 2 or more people had to see the same craft. And whether it was one craft that could morph, or the perspective from where the person was standing, or an actual parade, which is what what was concluded, because the mass sighting, whatever you've heard, wasn't just 1 or 2 hours. It was many hours, over a dozen hours in over 4 states.
Wow, so tons of documented proof out there. But Dr. Lynn, I just want to know, tell us about your personal connection to it. Where were you that night you took that video, and what was going through your mind?
Thanks for asking, Desiree, because for me, it was just another night. I had actually been witnessing and photographing these anomalous aerial phenomena. I call them UAP now. In 1995, right outside our bedroom window, I captured 35 millimeter photographs, not only then, but 2 years later, 2 months before the mass sighting. Very unique collection, the only one with 35 millimeter. If you go on the photo page on the Phoenix Lights Network website, you can see this unique collection. 2 months before the mass sighting, I caught the same massive over mile wide phenomena head on, turning into a V shape against the wind, according to air traffic controllers at the Sky Harbor International Airport. It was over Class B restricted airspace, 1,000 feet altitude. And then during the mass sighting, I caught the video, and for me, it was just another night. But then I found out that thousands.
Incredible, Dr. Lynn. I wish we could talk to you all morning. We have to wrap it up. Thank you for sharing your story, and we can catch up with you and that documentary in Scottsdale when it airs. So cool. Thanks, Dr. Lynn.
Guys, I know we all have heard of the Phoenix Lights. It's a famous story, but it's just weird just hearing 25 years ago. It's just like, wow. I mean, time has changed. 25 years ago, technology, cameras, everything's gotten so much better. The footages are better, and it's easier to fake things. But 25 years ago, it's a little harder to try to fake things. And the thing is, you got to ask yourself, is every footage that everybody's ever taken is all fake? You got to ask yourself that. Probably not. You can fake a few footages, but there are thousands of pictures. There's thousands of people who've seen it. A lot of witnesses that have seen it that has different footages. So unless every single one, this big, huge conspiracy of all coming together to film, there's something there to it. There's something there. So, and all that. So, guys, we're going to be jumping on over to the Mandela effect or false memories. Kind of a fun one. This is kind of a fun one. This is not. It's not going to no rabbit hole on this one or anything. Just a fun little one, and we're going to talk about it.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right. Now, guys, before I just in case for people who doesn't know, our good friend, Danny Stanton yesterday jumped in the chat and told us that his mom passed away 30 minutes before the show even started. And if you didn't know that, I'm going to put the link to Danny Stanton's link to his channel. Go to his channel. Go to his last video. Leave a comment. Let him know that we're here. We're here to help him. We're here with him. It's a good thing to do. It makes you feel good. And it's rough. It's there's no cure when you lose somebody. It takes time and letting people know that they have an opportunity to sometimes you need to speak. Speak about it. It helps, whatever it takes. So leave a nice little comment to him. Go to his channel. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, subscribe to his channel. Leave a comment and say, hey, man, we're with you. Whatever you want to do. Danny's a good guy. He's been a good friend to the channel. And, I just want to say, Danny, we're here for you, buddy. He knows that. He knows that. He's got my email address. And just, there's, like I said, there's no cure for this. Everybody agrees in different ways too. It's different. There's no right answer or wrong answer for anything, but just letting them know that we're here just to talk. Like I said, I'm offering, if somebody wants to call me, like just to vent, to get things off their chest, I'll listen. Sometimes that's what you're here for, just to listen. So guys, you guys ever heard of, we all heard daylight savings time. So this is kind of a weird kind of a one. It's daylight savings time versus daylight savings time. So the Mandela effect is saving. The actual word is the word saving, but some people remember savings. And a lot of people pronounce it when they talk about daylight savings time. People use the S. The question is it really truly a Mandela effect? And of course, I don't have an answer for that. I mean, yes, I do say savings time, but I never really looked it up in the dictionary kind of a thing, So I'm not going to sit here and I can't tell you if savings is a paranormal shift, multiverse shift, time travel involvement. I can't tell you that. I don't know, because I have heard it both ways my whole life. Savings. So, and now, there's another weird thing that this is kind of strange. I don't know. I've been listening to the Mandela community since 2016. My brother's in it, and apparently there's an unwritten rule that when people research, you're not supposed to use Google. Or, I don't know. Like I said, what do you mean you can't use Google, like search engine? What is it only for Google? Is it with Microsoft Bing? I mean, if you're going to do research, don't you have to use a browser? I mean, or are they saying that to try to fully find truth into the Mandela effect, you're supposed to only use everything outside searching on computers or phones. I mean, I never even heard that. That's what's kind of crazy. The Mandela effect was originally a joke to expand into what people decide to manifest it into. The word Mandela effect, Seven Pearls. You're right in a lot of different ways. The name itself was made to sell books. It wasn't about the phenomenon of changes. We can never sit here and say, at 100%, nothing hasn't changed. It's impossible to say, the possibilities. It's you got to give some thoughts. We all have things where we put things down, but you found it somewhere else. You're telling yourself, I've never been in there. Yes, you can say it's paranormal, ghosts, and all that. But what I'm saying is, Broom made up. They used the Nelson Mandela to make a name, to sell books. The name is to sell books. I mean, that's the 100% truth. I'm not telling anybody anything that's not true on that. It's not. So, and there is things in this world we can't understand. There's things. I mean, there's a lot of movies that have changed, personally for me, that I can't give an answer. And I do look for answers, and I'm open to all answers. I'm not closed-minded to anything. If like an example, we all heard braces for Moonraker. Wearing braces, not braces. I remember braces. A lot of people don't. And I look for reasons why I remember braces. Some people say, well, there was a commercial. I've never seen a commercial that kind of remind me, so the name is so stupid. You got to take the name out of it, of the phenomenon. Take the name out of it. But, that's what I'm trying to say, but the name should not take away from the effects itself. Like Sean G and myself, like remember braces. I want a great explanation. And if the explanation is given to me that makes sense to debunk, then it's debunked. But I have yet to hear a great reason on why I had that different memory. And remember, this is the James Bond that I grew up on. This was my James Bond. He was in my age group. Sean Connery was before my age group. I respect and love Sean Connery's James Bond. But the truth of the matter is, me growing up as a kid, Roger Moore was there. Just like Daniel Craig is for a lot of the new generations, because he's there when they're there. So for people like myself and Sean, who grew up with Roger Moore, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to Sean G a lot more on the braces than a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old who grew up on Bronson's James Bond or somebody else's. There are certain Mandela effects that are with an age. Nelson Mandela is one. I can listen to Sean G on Nelson Mandela because he's at the right age where if there was a newscast about him dying, he would have been there. I won't listen to a 30-year-old or a 20-year-old talk about Nelson Mandela because he wasn't even born. It is what it is. But going back to, I never heard that you can't use Google. But let's use Google. Let's use Google about daylight savings time. But instead of me asking Google, I'm going to ask my little friend, Stavely, on daylight savings time with Google. Let's hear what he has to say.
Tomorrow is what? Google, when is daylight savings time?
In North Carolina, daylight savings time will start on Sunday, March 13th at around 2 a.m. and will end on Sunday, November 6th at around 2 a.m. Eastern Time, but these dates and times may vary.
Daylight savings time. That's interesting, because this is a Mandela effect I've covered before. Daylight savings time doesn't exist. It's always been daylight saving time now. But check this out. You might say, well, you said daylight savings, so Google just answered you with daylight savings and matched it to something close, right? Check this out. Google, when is daylight saving time? When is daylight saving time?
In North Carolina, daylight savings time will start on Sunday, March 13th at around 2 a.m. and will end on Sunday, November 6th at around 2 a.m. Eastern Time. But these dates and times may vary.
So I ask for the way it is now in this current reality, daylight saving time, and Google still says daylight savings time. Type it in your Google browser, daylight savings time. You'll see it gets corrected to daylight saving time. Now, not only that, Google.
So, that was shit shavely. Talking about daylight savings time. So, guys, I don't know on this one. And you guys, and I want to thank Shit Shaves Chet from Weird Science for asking Google on how to pronounce savings. Savings to saving, I can't tell you. That's actually a newer kind of a Mandela effect. I heard the word saying both ways. Sometimes when you say certain things off your tongue, it's easier to say with the S or not. So for me, this is not an effect for me because I don't know. Do you put certain importances on certain Mandela effects out there? That was considered like a monopoly or certain things, or are there certain ones like, I don't know. I don't need to do research on savings, versus doing research on, I don't know, Nelson Mandela himself or a movie change. I don't know. Always been daylight savings time. Okay. I mean, like I said, I always say it with the S. But it wasn't something I never researched before. It wasn't something like how to pronounce it. Is it easier or not? Or is it my mind playing tricks on me? How many have personal memories that different from your family or friends? I'm sure, this question right here, everybody has to answer this at 100%. Everybody probably has different memories from their friends and family. And if you say you have the exact same memories as your family and friends, you're probably kidding yourself. You got to be kidding yourself. Because we do think things differently. And then you can fall down a rabbit hole very easily, because then you ask yourself, okay, my memory is more real than his. Then I always say, ask yourself why. Why is it different? Is there a reason why it's different? And then I always felt like if there is a change, I always said this, I'm going to say it again. If there is a change, whatever you believe the change, is it from God? Is it from time travel? Is it living in a matrix, parallel universe, multiverse? I feel if there's a change for you, there's a reason why. That's why I don't care. I don't do a lot of research on changes that I have no memory of. I'm not gonna go waste my time and research the saving because it's not that much of a change for me. But like braces, I'm gonna look into it because I feel like that change, there's a reason, there's a message behind it, and it's meant for me to dig and find it. I'm not gonna waste my time on changes that just it's not, I don't remember. It's weed, Eric. It's weed. My brother had always had different loss of memory each time they got in trouble. Isn't that weird? You get in trouble, your memory goes blank. I don't remember that. Who said that? What? No, that never happened. That's a good one. That happened. But beyond that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Hope you guys have a great weekend. For me, I don't want to. But I think I'm going to a Billie Eilish concert tonight, and I don't want to go see fucking Billie Eilish. I do not want to go see. I have no desire for her music. I just don't care. My wife and daughter has tickets, and they got a third one, and I guess the third person can't go, and I don't want to go. I gotta get sick or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that number 19. I'll say I got number 19. I can't go to affect people because I do not want to go. Do not want to go see Billie Eilish. But beyond that, guys, if you enjoy the show, I appreciate it. If you want to join the Paranormal channel, there's a join button. Join the family. Want to support the channel? Go for it. It goes a long ways. Beyond that, I appreciate every single one of you for being here today. And everybody, seriously, have a good weekend. And Danny, take all the time you need, buddy. Just, just don't rush anything. Just, it's not easy in this kind of a time right now for you. Just take it easy. Do whatever you got to do. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next time.